none of that. And what they meant by that is a lot of times COs tend to get, hostile and super aggressive with cats up in that joint. And Calipat, out of all prisons, is known for people taking off on the COs. I think Calipat might be known for that more than any other prison, maybe. I don't know.
So, essentially, Calipat was very active towards the, like the COs and all of that. If it got to that point, like they didn't hesitate.
Yeah, like I said, the homies taught us, in Calipat, we don't accept nothing. You a Crip, you don't accept nothing from nobody. No COs, no other races, no nothing. This is Crip or nothing. That's what we was taught from the time I got there. And it goes back to the culture, the culture of the prison. The thing about it with these prisons, man, it becomes a culture in these prisons. And there's a culture with Calipat to where people was taking off on the COs a lot because it was a new prison when it opened up and you had a lot of COs that was being super aggressive with people, and you being super aggressive with the wrong cats, and the cats was just taking off. And if you from California, you don't know anything about the California prison systems, and you talk about where people took off on the COs at the most, they'll tell you many stories about Calipatria State Prison.
Well, so I've always being my page, I do a lot of research on California prisons and federal prisons. If I'm not mistaken, was Calipat the location where where I heard the Crips stormed the program office? Is that prison, or was that a different one?
Yeah, that happened. That happened on 2 different yards simultaneously. Yeah, that happened. You know what I mean? A lot of that shit happened. That's also the place where the Southsiders took off on them. It happens a lot there. Like I said, it's zero tolerance. We just go there like this Crip, period. And that's who stormed the program office on 2 different yards at the same time. It was the Crips. We just, at that prison, we don't tolerate nothing from nobody. We don't give a damn if you in green or you in blue. It's like, this was Crip, period.
Being in there, what was everyday life like? Was you just on the go mode every day, or was there times where you chilled back, or was it every day you had you was on guard?
Every day on deck, for sure, bro. You had to be on deck at that spot because you never know. Calipat is an active prison, always been an active prison. People hear about Pelican Bay. Pelican Bay is very active, but also Calipatria State Prison down in Imperial Valley, which is the Imperial Desert down there by Blythe, all that shit down there. But Calipat is an active prison, always have been, probably always will be. But you got to be on deck in there. Definitely got to be ready for whatever, because it happens a lot there.
Yeah. As far as on the YouTube circuit of interviews and stuff, I've seen on your page you've mentioned some very notable individuals as far as Spark and Neckbone. Were they ever up there or anything like that? How do you know them?
Yeah, both of them is my big homie. Spark, Big Spark is the founder of the Raymond Avenue Crips. Big Spark is the founder of that, one of the co-founders of the Raymond Avenue Crips. Then Neckbone is my big homie, the co-founder of the Tongan Crips. But I done been with both of them, period, on the streets and in prison. They're my G homies. I was in Calipat with Spark. The time I was there with Spark, we actually really never had no problems on the yard for us racial, because as I say on my channel, you check it out, Gangbangers Life Coach, you see what I talk about a lot. Prison yards is based on the people that's there. It's people that's there. If you got sense, you know how to be diplomatic, you can control the situation on the yard, dealing with the other races. If the other races is approachable and like that, so the places I done been, I done learned how to be diplomatic with these other races and be able to coexist, how we can work together to keep shit peacefully. So me being in Calipat, the time I was there for 3 years on the CR with Big Spark. Also other notable Crips and Bloods such as Big Kelsey from 190, Lala from 6 Deuce East Coast, 190 meaning 190 East Coast, Peabody from Denver Lane, SS from Denver Lane. I done been on the yard with a whole bunch of reputable dudes. Dan Tanner from Long Beach, Insane. Willie Gator from Long Beach, Insane. I was on the yard when Devil from 59 Hoover got killed up there. So it's just a matter of the people that's on the yard at the time. So at the time, the CR when I was up there in 1999 to the 2003, we never really had no racial drama up until to our left with the blacks and whites, a little minor situation there. But on the most part, we didn't, because the people that was there was able to keep things down.
Okay, okay. And then also, I wanted to touch on, because I seen in one of your most recent videos, you touched on Neckbone, the tongue and Crip dude, right?
Oh yeah. So all right. So I was in Calipat. My bad. But I was in Calipat with Spark. That's why I went there, about people being able to keep things down. Spark and several others was able to keep things down. They was able to put stuff out there to where it was tight. However, that was Spark's second time in Calipat. Now, I wasn't there with Neckbone, but Neckbone was in Calipat, and when Neckbone was there, him and Spark was there at a different time, and Neckbone was a damn fool, straight up.
All right. I assume that he's lit. He turned up.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn fool.
Being in Calipat, you ever encounter any did you ever get any? What altercations that you might have got into that you could speak about at Calipat? Whether it was a one-on-one or like some riots type stuff.
Well, like I said, man, I was in Calipat for 3 years, and the whole time I was in Calipat, I didn't get in no situations. I didn't. That's just the way it was. It's like, it's people like this. People don't understand about prisons. There's times in prisons where there's no drama. If you can know how to conduct yourself the right way, you don't be in the bullshit. Shit don't just come to you. And I mentioned those people's names: Spark, Kelsey, Lala, these other names, Dantana, so on and so forth, because certain individuals were able to be diplomatic with other races. And when people can be diplomatic with other races, we can control prison riots and stuff like that. So the whole 3 years I was there, I didn't get into nothing. I was just there politicking, doing what I did for the building. But as far as me getting into something, the only thing I suffered in Calipat was like me twisting my ankles playing basketball on the basketball court, man. That's it. That's all. Straight up.
Yeah. Most definitely. And also, you mentioned you did time at Pelican Bay as well. Would you mind speaking on that, and also giving like a comparison between the two, because these are two California prisons that are spoke highly about. So how would you rank the two next to each other?
Well, just like I was in Calipat with Spark, I was in Pelican Bay with Spark's brother, his older brother, and Spark is more chill compared to his brother Lavelle. Lavelle Player is a whole nother character right there. However, I've been in Pelican Bay with Neckbone also. Now the comparisons between the two is that Pelican Bay is at the end of California, northern. Calipat is at the end of California, southern. The weather's different. Of course, it rains a lot in Pelican Bay, but the politics is different, man. Again, it depends on who's on the yard. Because the times I was in Pelican Bay, it was solid. It wasn't accepting none. It was just the Crips was hard, the blacks was hard. But then you see other videos on YouTube, other people put up at a time when the blacks was vulnerable. So things change. You get what I'm saying? So if I was to compare it, I say they equal, but the difference goes to Calipat, because everybody who has done time in the California prison system, especially in the 90s and in the early 2000s, they know Calipatria is known for people taking off on the COs more than any other prison in California.
Okay. So, and like, so did you being at Pelican Bay, did you ever encounter or see anything that might have like gave you like a whoa, this shit's real, like one of those type of reactions?
Well, Pelican Bay, I'm just going to tell the truth. A lot of people be in Pelican Bay, it be locked down so much, so you don't really get a chance to see nothing. Nothing don't happen like right there where you're at in your unit, the building, the block you're in. Sometimes you don't even see stuff. But as far as me seeing stuff in Pelican Bay, my whoa moment for Pelican Bay was me being in there now, I got the Pelican Bay. Let me tell y'all, I got the Pelican Bay coming from Corcoran Shoe. I was in Corcoran Shoe all 1992 during the whole LA riots. So I get out of Corcoran Shoe, they send me to Pelican Bay. 1993 Pelican Bay B yard. So now people know B yard is divided, and every 2 buildings there's a gate. So you get out the shoe program, you go to 8 block. That's getting out the shoe. So you got to go back there for like 90 days. So I go back there. At the time I go back there, it's a war going on between the blacks and the Southsiders behind one of the homies from Broadway. So some shit is cracking off, is going on. So I come to a prison while we already at war. Now I'm back here on the modified, what they call like a 8 block, which is like a bedrock sort, like where you got to go to for 90 days before you hit the general population. So we back here. We don't get really no program, but a mini yard. However, my woe moment was the fact that we at war with the Southsiders, and then you in your cell at nighttime, you in your cellie, and you know it's on when the gates crack. These cats over here with hacksaw blades sawing on the damn lockers. They sawing on the lockers, cutting metal, and we don't have metal. We got plastic. We got razors and shit that we didn't try to burn them, like the whole razor handle and the toothbrush. Take the blade off and put it on the toothbrush and melt it. And then we hearing these cats next door, these Southsiders next door, these cats sewing on the locker, metal lockers on the wall. You hear it all night, zoo, 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 with hacksaw blades. So the fact that you know you about to go to war with some cats, you got a piece of plastic in your hands, they got a piece of metal in their hands. My woe moment is just knowing like this is where shit gets real at. When these doors crack, you gotta be ready to get cracking, because they got metal, they got bone crushers, and I got a piece of plastic.
Damn, that is crazy. So, how did that play out?
Well,
how that situation, what happened next?
Well, thank God, man, the doors never cracked for us, bro. It never cracked, man. It cracked on other people. You know what I mean? A lot of the COs in Pelican Bay and in Corcoran is known for setting us up. They known for popping doors. They done that several times in the unit I was in Pelican Bay. Whereas, remember the homie from Pomona, he went to a ducket. A ducket is a pass, so he went out to medical. We on lockdown. I'm upstairs in cell 224. He downstairs, the homie D from Pomona, had life. He went to a medical ducket or something. He came back. Now, when the CO's in the tower finna open the door for him to go back into his cell, what they do? They open the cell and let some Southsiders out on him. At a time we're at war. So what you got to do when you're at war, if your door open on accident, you got to go out and get cracking. If you don't go out and get cracking, niggas gonna be like, why you didn't get cracking, bro? Why didn't go get off? You guys supposed to go in and got cracking regardless. If they got a knife or not, you better go out there and get cracking. That's prison politics. That's Pelican Bay. That's Calipat. That's California prison politics, gangbanging, Crip and blood. I mean, we got to know. We straight off the top. The door's open. We at war. Get cracking. Don't go out there and say, oh, it's cool. No, we at war. Get cracking, because we know that they gonna get cracking on us the same way. So we know when some doors open on accident, get cracking. However, doors never popped open on me, but they did it to the homie D from Pomona. D was coming back. They open the door on 2 Southsiders, let them out. Just so happened D stopped at the hot water dispensary first, filled up some hot water in his cup. So when these dudes came out, they ran at him. He threw the hot water in dude's face. Wow. And dude went down like that. Then he was squabbling with the other one. While he was squabbling with the other one, the dude in the tower pulled out a 38. Real shit. I am not making this up. Pelican Bay, 8 block.